Good morning.
Morning.
Back to that mega leadership camp in Texas. So this week I will be leading the team meeting.
Oh, sorry. I'm really good, sorry. Yeah.
Anyone want a shout out, compliment, something good?
I would. Just a quick shout out to Alicia and Daniela. I don't know if you guys saw, we have a new water machine, but these ladies installed that on their own, so.
But really,
It was a challenge, so. They are a jack of all trades, so kudos to them.
Well, I can say that I was supposed to do that before I think still at it.
Yeah.
Thanks for morning motivation. Opportunities don't happen, you create them. Anyone want to speak on that? True.
Yeah, pretty much nothing falls on your lap, right? You have to kind of work hard for it. You have to create your routines and what you're going to do for business, whether it be door knocking, cold calling, or sphere, but you have to create those opportunities. So
Right.
it'd be nice if they fall on my lap. You know, sometimes you can have that maybe once in a blue moon, but otherwise you have to work for it.
Thank you. Okay, Alicia. Come on up. Thank you for breakfast.
We had some something creative back there with some fruit with big enjoy. Just want to talk a little bit about, I know we talked about it before, but writing your own escrow company and service providers into the contract. So I want to give a big shout out to Sung Lee this week. He actually opened an escrow representing a buyer with Granada. So I'm very grateful to Sung for being bold and putting his desires out there. And it can happen. So just know that writing in your service provider doesn't mean that you're going to get declined, that your buyers are going to get offer accepted. You can write it in and promise for a board seller's choice. And sometimes it's just a matter of timing. And with this particular listing agent, it ended up being a matter of timing with her. She wasn't satisfied with her, she was getting where she normally goes. So she was willing to open up and use her service. And now some has to a little bit more leverage. You can walk in and get status updates. We're right here for him, because we are for all of you guys. So I just wanted to encourage you to continue to, put out there what you want and keep things within your control for you and your clients. So they can get closed out. So thank you to someone, and maybe you guys have an offline conversation with him about how that conversation went. He was really proud of himself about it. So anyways, thank you guys for your support in escrow. If there's anything that you ever need, feel free to stop by.
Awesome.
Things this week we have Stephen Ha on Tower Street, 3 bed 2 baths for $950. And Josh, you did the first open house this weekend. Good well.
It was really good. It went really well. A lot of interest roughly in escrow.
Awesome. Okay, awesome. Okay. John D'Amico on Leland Street in San Pedro, 3 beds 1.5 baths, $949,000. John.
It's in a great state. It has a little unit in the back too, a permanent unit. Could be maybe like, could you maybe use as a kitchenette, but no boundary. And then there's actually a little workshop under the house too, so it's within 11 units for me. There's a lot of space there, and just an awesome neighborhood. So,
Thank you.
yeah.
So earlier, talked about creating opportunities, right? They don't just land in your lap. That was a big vote, John.
It's nice. So, yeah, shut up. Sung Lee has a vacant land in Elon for $69,900. I'm not familiar with that. I'm sure it's just in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. First time hearing it.
Yeah.
It's right before Victorville.
Oh, okay, so then.
Actually, I have houses there too.
In Rosito on Pontevedra in RPV, 4 beds, 2 baths, 1.4 to 4.9.
Oh, it's a past client, that I have told us in weekend. And, it's actually, it's the last one here on the brokers list.
Okay.
And we have it open today from 11:30 to 1:30. It's got a view of the harbor and Miss Thomas Bridge.
Okay, awesome. I'll visit Rosito's new listing.
I know.
And congrats to our closers this month, or this week, Ravina on Crenshaw Place for 1.25, Dunia on Mansion Lane in Canyon Country, 485, Laura Newton on Napoli Drive, 790, Christina Go with 2 closings on Haas and 182nd, and Maureen on Union Avenue. Anybody needs one pocket?
Susan John has a pocket, it's a 5-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,200 square feet person. And it's going live Monday,
Going with you.
so if you guys wanna see it before Monday, she said she'd get it ready to show up.
Okay. Anyone else?
We're good.
That's it.
Right.
Okay, so a couple of.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have to stand next to me.
Works. Good morning, guys. I don't always look at you, but I always do. So I'll try to keep the toggle in between the two. Last week I had handed out a amendment about client concerns. Right, a lot of you said feedback that you loved it, it's really helpful, but how do we respond to people that are waiting for the housing boom, bust? Whatever framework we want to use, FUD, right? What's FUD stand for? Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And so there's 3 specific bullet points that I wanted to share with you guys. You can write them down, you can record my voice to help you with conversations that people think when they think that we are in a housing bubble, right? So the first one would be about unemployment. And so with unemployment, when we look at the last recession that we had, believe it or not, we did have one in 2020 and 2021. Unemployment increased above 6% and was that way for about a year and a half. When we look at the greatest recession since the Great Depression, unemployment was above 6% for over 6 years. Okay, so we have many more people by the millions that are in the market now as far as the workplace is concerned. By comparison to 2008, we will not see that type of unemployment again. Fact, are we selling houses to people that don't work? We're selling houses to people that don't work?
No.
It's a trick question. Okay, so when we talk about interest rates, what have I been telling you they're going to start doing this month going forward for the next year and a half? They're going to start decreasing, right? And so when we have a decrease in interest rates, for every 1% of interest rates decrease, how many people are eligible to purchase a house that wouldn't be able to otherwise? 1.5 million people. So when we talk about unemployment rate increasing, which it's going to, depending on our word, right? Recession, second half of this year, beginning of next year, we're not helping people who don't have jobs buy a house. But when interest rates come down, there's that much more people that will be able to come on the market to qualify for the purchase of the house. So there's bullet point number 1. Bullet point number 2, inventory. So right now we have 2.6 months supply of inventory. Now, so I can't be unfair to say that what was the inventory right after 2008? I mean, it was huge, right? What was it? Anyone want to guess? How many months? Supply. At the very peak, it was 10.4.
Wow.
10.4 months supply. But yeah, 8, right? Let's be okay. Let's be fair. And so for those that believe that home values are going to be decreasing, how is that going to be possible? We want houses for sale. Inventory is extremely tight, right? And yes, locally we have seen some decreases in values, but they have been, for the most part, would you guys agree with me, in the single digits?
Yeah.
Right? And how much equity did we increase between 2020 and 2021? Together, 49%. So as we see, again, a decrease in interest rates, what is going to happen with values? We're going to go up, it's going to cause a reacceleration of home prices. Okay, so the third thing I want to share with you guys is anyone want to take a guess as to how much equity we have in the housing market? How much equity do homeowners have across the United States? Take a stab. Anyone? 29%. Oh, dollar amount. How much? Say what? Billions. Huh? 2 billion. 2 billion. Okay. 2 billion. Huh? 5 trillion. We went from one expansion. 3.1 trillion dollars in home equity. Okay. So in the ramp up of the market, 2006 and 2007, there was 1.5 trillion dollars in equity. We are now at 3.1 trillion dollars in equity. So for those that do fall on hard times and are unable to pay their bills because they've been laid off, because they didn't make adjustments to their lifestyle or whatever unfortunate set of circumstances that they fall on, and they're a homeowner, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to sell or refinance. If they're refinancing, who do you send them to? That's right. But if they're selling, who might you send them to? Guys, this one, after the ammo too, can't forget about it. And so is that okay? Like a lot of people say, well, they're going to do loan modification or a short sale. Do you think the bank's going to allow that? No. Well, they won't be able to do a short sale. They allow them to do loan modification? The answer is no. The answer to the question is why not be doing loan modification? Yeah, they'd rather foreclose. There's equity in the property. Let's take that. So then the homeowner is going to do what? They're going to sell so that they can get out of their immediate situation of threats, to address their obligations, and relook for new opportunities in the future. This is an opportunity for everyone in this room, for those that do fall in those set of circumstances, because we need the inventories that we can help the buyers. Which brings me to the second half of my update, sharing with you guys about personal home buyer programs. So a lot of you are asking about them, and sometimes I'm a little facetious in saying that, but it's not like what's behind screen number 1 or number 2, right? It's not like there's a special gift that you get as a homeowner, other than more relaxed activities help you qualify. So the first one that is most popular to subsidize the Trees for Everyone Act, or the hyperbole that was the equity share program that was only here for like that long. GSFA. So GSFA is Golden State Finance Authority. It's a 0% down grant, but it's got a box that you have to fit in. Maximum debt to income ratio of 45, credit score 680, and got income. So if someone wants to buy $1 million house here, it's going to be difficult to qualify with that, right? So the next best thing as far as the first-time home buyer is concerned is FHA, Federal Housing Authority. And so what they do is they will offer someone to be able to purchase a house with 3.5% down. And if your buyer doesn't have $30,000, okay, so tip off. The maximum you can qualify for the first-time home buyer program with FHA, $1,128,000. 3.5% down is 30 grand. You're going to house 7 figures with $30,000 out of pocket. Is that pretty awesome? Yes. If they don't have $30,000, where else can they get the money? Gift funds, parents, grandparents, friends, your 401k. I'm finding a lot of your clients, you say, or you think they don't have money, because I peel back the layers with them and generally getting to know them. They have a 401k. They're scared to touch it because they don't want to spend that money. It's in their nest egg building, right? Do you get to live in your 401k? No. Can you borrow money from your 401k as a first buyer to purchase a house with no penalty? We're told the question. Yes, you can. So we will help you move the equity that you have in your 401k into equity into a property, and now you have a retirement asset that you actually get to live in with the 5 financial benefits of job, appreciation, being on your own mortgage balance as opposed to someone else's, the ability to write off the mortgage interest and property taxes, the locking in your payment for the next 30 years against inflation. And the fifth one's more aesthetics to me. It's that you don't have to spend money to watch it release for a year, or that you have to move in 60 days when your kids are about to start school, right? You get to control your destiny. So I share all these things with you guys in the charisma, the fearlessness that I have, like myself, my team, a lot of you know Jason too. We're here to speak narratives with you as realtors in a way that will help make your business easier and grow, and also in a way that makes the experience for your clients informative and bigger. You like to make them laugh, how do you like them? We are as far away from you as you are away from your phones. You reach out to me and say, it's 7 o'clock, and I gladly answer the phone. That's never going to change. I'll always be here for you in your business. So thanks for your time.
Hello, everybody. Yeah,
They were good. So, I'm going to share two things tech related, the things I'm comfortable with, and then the third thing, the title related things, something that's what you work for me. We work for I think a lot of people in the business as well, so I kind of want to share things that I'm learning along the way that could maybe help you, especially if you're looking at your prelims, you're going to put deals going, maybe this might be something especially in market areas that we serve. So the first thing is a couple of videos I released recently. So if you go to Grant and YouTube, obviously besides these things, if you're looking at real estate related tech tips or just system or whatever it may be, this probably has a video for you, whatever you're trying to accomplish in your business moving forward. But the things I wanted to highlight would be the two recent videos that I did recently, just like videos. So this one, there's a video where I kind of go step by step. I talked about it last week, how to actually successfully import contacts into KWPV Command, especially if you're using some of the data systems that I've talked about in the past, like the Total Farm, because it's been a system that's, I think, really exciting and do a lot of things, but it's also created a lot of headaches I've noticed with actually trying to get it to work and import contacts successfully. So spend a lot of time, figured out some solution for you. So if you are doing that, check out that video. And then the second video that I wanted to talk and show some of the features for today is this QR codes for business cards. So I was actually sitting down with an agent and she wanted to do this for herself. And until then, I really had only known about like third-party solutions where you buy like this like thing you put on the back of your phone or whatever it is. You got one of those and it wasn't working super well, but ultimately I think those are good purposes for like business cards. Ultimately, they're things that are worth passing out of open houses or whatever you're doing, but there's just a lot of like friction in that process where if someone gets a business card, they got a phone, they got a phone number, correct, email, all these things. So just a slow process where I think time is of the essence, especially if someone's kind of doing something out of their way. So what's nice is there's a website called QR code generator.com basically, and it's free to create an account. And if you actually select a B card up here, all you have to do is enter in your information, so your name, your phone number, your email address, your website. If anyone has their phone out right now and they want to scan that QR code up at the top right, it should just automatically populate that on your phone. So you should just be able to create a new contact. If you already have my phone number, it will just appear on there. But this is something that just moving forward, you can have on all of your business cards or on the back of it. So just people can easily scan that and then throw all of your contact information to your phone. So did that work for anybody when they did that? It's on pop up. Cool. Okay. So that's what's nice is you can easily just kind of start to throw this on your business cards. And also what's nice is let's say you're looking for like nice business card design, just to try this out. I know we have links with a bunch of options for all the business cards, but there's also options on Canva that are free. So all you have to do is create a free account on Canva and then just search business cards. They have all of these templates right here for you to choose from. In that video, I basically show you how to go to that website, create the QR code, go to Canva, and then throw that QR code onto its business card. So it's a pretty easy process. Ultimately, obviously, this isn't going to be a great design, just super basic, something like this. And also from Canva, you can just print to yourself directly and have it shipped to you for a pretty good cost from the cost. So if people are interested in that, there's a video on that. And obviously, there's more you can do besides just like a business card QR code. You can have QR codes where if someone scans it, it creates a text message. And all you have to do is just hit send and send it over to you. So maybe when all of your house flyers or your material moving forward, you can have this on your material. And then also two other options would be like just full landing pages. So now KWPV Command now allows you to really easily create landing pages. We also have a bunch of options with Fidelity, apps like Fidelity Agent One, which create all these calculators for you. That's what I showed last week with those net sheets. You can kind of create those templates. So what's also really nice about Fidelity Agent One is there's a premium section of the app where they have a bunch of real estate infographics, videos. They also have agent calculators, which basically work as landing pages as well. So people go to this landing page. One option is like an equity calculator. So if they go to that link or they scan that QR code, they go to this landing page. So they can put in some information to see how much equity they have in the property. And then it's going to work on capturing the email address or phone number. So that's something you can use targeted ads, same thing with QR codes and all the material moving forward. So if you're interested, like I said, there's a video on my YouTube channel for that. And also if you're watching this and you want to set up some of these apps as well, I always have links in the description. So say you're watching something and you're like, hey, that's a cool app. I want to set that up for myself. You can just click the link and there's going to be helpful walkthrough guides on how to set the apps up on your phone or on your computer. or just basically like what that website is, how to actually generate that QR code, and just follow along step by step. So that's it for like the tech related sections, and now for the title section. So two prelims that I've worked with recently, both within this office, that I was able to learn from. And that's basically just going through it. Ultimately, for those that don't know what a prelim is, it's kind of like this background report on the property and the property. So making sure that the property owner has the actual authority to be transferred this property to a new party, and also making sure that there's not any debts, liens, or encumbrances on the property that are do anything to hinder the transfer from that seller to the buyer. So ultimately, what I'm doing for people when they kind of ask me to look over this prelims is to make sure, hey, are there anything on this prelim that are going to be really impactful? Are they going to hurt our ability to actually close this escrow? So I was just looking through it, and most of the time these prelims are pretty standard. So if you haven't seen a prelim before, most of the time you're going to be looking at the exceptions section. So that's where you're going to be looking at property taxes, deeds of trust, all of the liens, CC&Rs, easements as well that are attached to the property. Most of the time these things are kind of boilerplate, going to be standard for the property. So for example, you can come down and see the property taxes, easements. That'll be things like giving city the access to actually go on your property, maybe work on the power lines in the backyard or whatever it may be. So I was looking through these, and a lot of these I'd seen before. So I was like, okay, yeah, these easements all good, CC&Rs all good, but there was something that I hadn't seen before, and that was a subsurface oil and gas lease. So that's something maybe Alicia's seen probably a good amount and could help me with too, but I haven't seen it before. So I called the title officers and asked for some information because I didn't really know what it was. I was kind of just picturing like, okay, well, this gas company can come to this person's backyard, and so obviously not really ideal if it's trying to buy a property. But it turns out how these work is areas like Carson and Long Beach and Torrance, where there's a lot of oil and minerals in the ground, and some of these kind of just large swaths of areas, basically in these land leases where below 500 feet they're able to basically drill for oil and minerals. This is not something they're doing on the property. Somehow they're able to connect it from wherever they're doing it from underground. It's not something that the actual homeowner is doing. Some of the thing for consideration is not just, okay, is there going to be an oil company in my backyard, but actually in terms of the rights of that oil. So sometimes homeowners actually can get royalties from that if they're part of that lease, but also other times homeowners can ask to take those rights with them. And moving forward, people don't have that rights to the mining property. So this is kind of interesting because this prelim here has this subsurface oil and gas lease. Then if you go up to the top of the prelim here, where it talks about, okay, what is the legal description? What is being transferred in that escrow? And then this prelim here says what the plot is, the property, but it says except all crude oil, petroleum, basically getting this property, but none of those oil rights are transferring with that transaction. And then we had another prelim recently where they also had that same subsurface oil and gas lease, and then you scroll up, and that same except form is there. So I guess Alicia, is that essentially saying you think that like they're able to get those rights? That's kind of interesting.
It would always default back to that original agreement, and
Gotcha.
you have to trace the chain of title. So it should be except they're from individual description as well in both cases.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it just depends on how we run the land at time. And when it came down to the gallon, we're just gonna default back to the original lease agreement and then see what happened.
Cool. Okay, awesome. And then also it's nice too, I guess what might be helpful for those prelims is a lot of these times these documents are actually hyperlinks. So let's say you wanted to look at that lease, you're looking at your prelim here, and then you're like, okay, I want to go look at this subsurface oil and gas lease here. You just put it on the hyperlink, and then now obviously this isn't very pleasant to look at, you know, so maybe you have someone that's done it for you before, but that's where kind of the escrow officers and title officers can come in and kind of just give you some insight to kind of save some time. But that's true. A lot of these documents, even CC&Rs, I've seen you with one recently. We were looking at the CC&Rs and the plan, the modeling and construction, and you need to look those through. And the same thing, those are always going to be hybrid. So I understand these prelims can be scary to look at because there's just all this boilerplate text on it. You don't really know what to look at. So that's obviously where being a part of your team, I'm here to help too. So let's say you have an escrow coming up or a listing presentation. You get the prelim ordered earlier, you just want me to take a look at it and give you the okay, or point out some things that note on that prelim. I'm always happy to do that just because it's something that's pretty simple, but it can create a lot of headache in a transaction if it's not being taken care of early. So always here for you, whether it's related or time related, always trying to learn and find a way to help you in your business. Look forward to helping you all soon. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Grant. Okay, so today's tech tip is about ChatGPT. And we've had a couple of classes, I know the board has and we have, but I just wanted to mention because these people are new to ChatGPT. It's so easy to use these for things like listing descriptions, your agent bio, even answer a few of your questions. So I do want to just demonstrate that's what it can do, because I've even been using it. You can make, you know, I know Josh uses it for sometimes making newsletters, and it's really, really easy and it's free.
How many people in here are trying to?
Awesome.
But I will be brief, but I did help last week an agent with his agent bio, and basically we asked ChatGPT to use or to write a short professional agent realtor bio with the following points, and you know, he was an average runner, he had an MBA, so we listed a bunch of things, and it came out so nice, so you know, readable, and something that you're like, yeah, I want to use this guy for my, you know, for real estate. So, example,
So you go on that app.
yeah, you do have to create an account, but it's free, yeah. And you can actually save all of your chats. So if you ever want to go back to it, if you want to tell it to edit it, so.
You know, people use it for property description.
Yes.
You know, for.
You just get basic points like has 2 bedrooms, has an open view, and it's just something kind of like at first draft, you can go in and make it, you know, to truly what it is, but this thing could be used for anything.
Well, it's like a building,
Like a fill in the blank,
creative real estate, so
fill in the blank.
like.
Oh, like
Yeah.
I you should try, but I'm gonna do creating real estate agent biography, 250 words. Is that too quick? Okay, so as you can see, it's writing out your bio. So it says a meeting though a highly experienced professional real estate agent who's been a resident of the beautiful PV area for 20 years. With a decade and a half of experience in the real estate industry, Jane has established herself as a prominent figure in the local market. And so on and so forth. It goes on to say she maintains a healthy lifestyle by being an avid runner, has accomplished being an author. I mean, you guys can take a look. It's very, very professional, and you barely had to do anything. And so this is going to help you guys save a lot of time for your flyers, for your newsletters, for your marketing. So try it out and play around with it. You can even ask it, you know, personal things. I mean, I asked it the other day to build a 1-month nutritional plan under a certain amount of calories for 30 days, and it did. So it's very, very cool. You can use it for professional life, for
Was it?
okay. But yeah, that's my tech tip. You guys play around with it. It's super easy to use, and you can even tell it to edit things that you may have not wanted on there. So
Like that. Copy it, right? Copy paste.
and tweak it.
Yes, paste it, and then it'll.
Yeah, you don't even have to copy and paste it. You just write in, make it shorter, and it will. Yeah, that is my tech tip of the day. And if you guys need help with it, just let me know, we can make an appointment, we can play around with it. I know Grant uses it for the Facebook ad sometimes, so that also works, and, I mean, just utilize it, because it'll help you guys. Okay. Okay. So I wanted to bring up, a little bit of updates with, what's new in the office. So one is our form of communication with our agents. Oh. Our form of communication is changing and has changed already. Oh, still.
Sorry. Technology sometimes. There we go.
Okay. So we used to communicate with all of our agents through the MyKW intranet. And it still exists, but it is being phased out, and we think by the end of the year, possibly it'll just all go away entirely. And then command is the way that we may be able to communicate with you guys, but that's not fully there yet. So far, what we've been doing is sending out these emails from Constant Contact. I make them every morning. New listings are on there, congratulating closings, but most importantly, we have our classes of the day there with all the Zoom links and upcoming events. So like Red Day, you do have to scroll a little lower in the email, so just make sure you do that. But not only that, every week I choose a brand video and I link it just so you guys can get more exposure on like what kind of things have. And then I also link Dustin's market in a minute video. I think you guys get it regularly, but I still link it in there just in case. And so please open these emails. This is where all your updates will be. Another thing is we will be posting almost everything in Facebook groups. The private Facebook group will have multiple links, the dates, the times. So if you're not on Facebook as often, then definitely check your email every day. The email goes out between 8:30 and 9:30. So if you don't get these emails, please let me know, because we need you to get these emails. And then one other thing, we are getting rid of text messages by the end of the month. So sorry. So by the end of May, the text messages will be going away. So if that makes it even more important to check the emails, to check the Facebook group. And if you aren't receiving it, just let me know, and then we'll get that situation.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes, for
So what section do you go for text starting June?
so the office normally sends out either a text reminder for classes or for team meeting. So those will no longer be happening. And so for this month, you'll see a few out there, but yeah, no more text coming from the office. Yes, and you have been, and you guys need to make sure that you look at it every day.
On it, sorry, I asked Daniela, we can well, where did we notify people? Go on Facebook, go on social media, it's there. Look at the daily email, we have to be more diligent in looking for those things. So honestly, I open that email every day now. I scroll through, I see what's going on.
Yeah, and every month, once the calendar is finalized, I also email out a link to the digital calendar, which is linked also on the Facebook group. So if you ever just want the full calendar, it's printed here. It's on that link from one of these emails and Facebook. So yeah, I don't get the calendar. No, I mean, the calendar is still, but do you mean from the internet?
No. Yeah. Every day I get something, show what's gonna happen that day.
That is,
I'm gonna get that still?
no. Yeah, so that's coming from the internet. It's called the Daily Digest.
You are probably getting it. I
Yeah,
don't get
so
that,
you-
but it's not updated.
You may be getting them because if you were subscribed to it before and you haven't unsubscribed, it's probably still there. But those will no longer have the calendar in them, so you're not going to see anything really anymore. So you can unsubscribe. That's coming from the internet. And I really think Command's going to come up with something to start doing that similar kind of thing, but not yet. Okay. Another thing that's new is that now that we have our sister offices and the support of Many and Jen, we now have an email blast that we're able to send out for every listing. So these emails will go out to over 19,000 contacts in the SoCal area, but there's only one way to get them email blasted, and it's by filling out a form, which isn't a QR code, or I can email it to you guys as a link, but it's a Google form. You have to fill it out, or else I will not know. You can't just tell me, please send one out for me, because there's information that we need you to fill out before we can do that. So these can be listing, new listing emails, or it could be a price reduced listing if you want to resend it out. And we do prefer you have a flyer already created so that we can attach it or send it out. And so if you have a listing, you can go ahead and scan it. Yes. Yes.
Is that a private basis as well as the or?
No, so we're only sending out sales. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it could be commercial, residential, income, residential, but yeah, no leases. Not for that. Oh, perfect. Okay, so I do want to touch on KWPV and KWPV score. If you don't know, Keller Williams has now I think it stands for Keller, oh no, it stands for Keller Successful Career Opportunities in Real Estate. And that is our free real estate school to anyone you know who is interested in getting a real estate license. So it is a very basic course. Basically, they give PDF, textbooks, and a test. So it's not the most fun, and it's not the most, there's no teacher on the other end, but it is free. And that can save $400 to $500 for someone who wants to do it, But we have now set up something called KW Prep. That's not the school, but it is a really cool 17 module course that they can go at their own pace, and it gives them access to those courses to prepare them mentally on like what it's like to be an agent, not more so the case score stuff, which is very technical real estate, the things you guys, just pass your exam on. KW Prep's more of the like, this is what you need to be aware of once you are an agent, and both are free. And the way that I the process that I give to the pre-licensees are I give them access to KW Prep. They pass a couple modules. They give me proof of those modules because we want to make sure the people applying are serious. Then we give them access to case score. They have 6 months to complete it. And then I can schedule an appointment and help them fill out their application. I can help them with the paperwork, and we can mail it out for them if they're not doing it online. And now they have access to a weekly study group that's located at KW Summit. So there's a lot of support for these pre-licensees. So if you do know anyone, you can email me, give me their name and email, and I can start that conversation. Yes.
One question, is that, Kaplan is no longer,
It is associated with Kaplan.
okay, and you do brokers?
So no free classes for brokers. It's just your real estate salesperson. They do technically have options to have kind of, if you want to say like a top class, or brokers class, they have those options, but with the code that we give for free classes, it doesn't, yeah. And that's something else. I mean, case score doesn't just give you that one option. You are able to order books if you want an additional cost. You can choose to do the more upgraded version with the teacher, things like that. But yeah, basic is just textbook.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, upcoming events and classes. Okay, Red Day, guys. Red Day is this Thursday. The office is closed, and we hope to see you all there. T-shirts are no longer being sold. They were ordered a bit ago, but it will be from 9 to 2 p.m.
Who's going? Red Day.
Everyone should be raising your hand, hopefully.
Red Day.
Okay, so 1 hour.
It's huge. Yeah, this event is one of my favorites. It's so heartwarming, giving back, especially to these young adults who have mental and physical disabilities. We just put on a really fun day for them. And if you did sign up, we were going to assign booths for each person, but now I think once you get there, we'll see where you're needed. The booths are really fun. I mean, there's cornhole, cookie decorating, water balloons. I know we're making charcuterie cups. That's a new one this year.
Yeah.
Dancing, stretching. It's really, really fun. So wear red. And if you can't make it all day, it's okay. There will be termite donate barbecue, not just for the young adults, but also for the agents. So there will be foods and it will be really fun. Okay, so an email went out last week about this, but if you've been here for a couple of years, you know that there's something called King of the Hill, and it's a softball tournament that all the brokerages competed, and basically we all make our softball teams and go against each other and see who wins. This year we're doing it with our sister offices, so KWPV South Bay, LA Harbor. So if you, and we need women and men. So if you want to compete, please scan this first QR code. We're doing softball tryouts because now it's 4 offices that are going to be in this, so they're gonna do tryouts. And if you don't want to play, that's totally fine. On the right-hand side, you can be a part of our victory squad, which is more cheering us on, hyping us up. So please, we'd love to have as many people there as possible. It's a really, really fun day. Again, Andy's doing barbecue, and it's just a really fun day. This year it's on June 23rd, and tryouts are May 18th at Walter. And affiliates can go as well. So Justin and Grant. Please join us. Thank you. Okay. Ignite. So if you are a new agent or just new to KW or want just, you've been in the business, but you need to reignite yourself. Ignite starts tomorrow at 10 a.m. with Zach. And this is a 18 series course.
Class series.
12. Yeah. Okay. I don't think it's 12 anymore. I think it's longer. But so it's every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Just check the calendar for the time. Sometimes the time will always be at 10. But one of our top agents, or Zach, will be teaching. It's so great to come to. Please try to make it to all of them. Because there will be graduation at the end. So this will be a really great series to come to. Every Friday, Many puts together the producers club. It's from 8 to 8:30 every morning, and the Zoom link gets emailed out. So if you're interested in that, you go ahead and join through Zoom. Okay. Broker trainings are every Tuesday now. I put this on here before I got an email this morning, but apparently there was going to be one today, but because of MegaCam, they're not doing it anymore. So just ignore my email today about that. But yeah, normally every Tuesday at 1 p.m. he teaches Jeff Curtis teaches something useful to you guys, like open houses, listing presentations, CMAs, things like that. And that's all through Zoom, and you must register. And then Dustin is teaching May 16th, 1 p.m. It's a 6-month forecast about more than just loan type and rates, but come learn about all that.
You guys know my intro. 72% of what we learn is forgotten inside of 2 days unless we learn it competitively and put it to good use, right? Right. So some of the things we're going to be covering are the conversation we had this morning, or client concerns, specific models, and things that you can use in your own narratives and your business forward.
Okay, we have these also just got sent to me this morning. Tomorrow at noon, which is after Ignite, via Zoom, KWPV Coastal will be hosting a Zoom all about zip forms. So if you haven't learn about bid forms or contracts. This is a great one to go to. The Zoom link will be emailed out that day or tomorrow. As well as this other class that's happening, I think, oh yeah, May 18th. How many of you have heard of Opcity? So Opcity is basically free leads that you can sign up for. They do take a referral, so they're free upfront, and then if you get them in escrow, there's a referral fee. But Michael McHale from Realtor.com, which is Opcity, is going on Zoom and teaching more about it, so that's also something coming up. Okay, any questions? Any little bit.
Thank you for stepping up and doing the team meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the chat, sorry.
Yeah.
Just wanna see if there's.
I think it was pretty much just Zach saying he misses us, so,
Oh. I
hello
didn't
from
know
Zach.
Okay,
This is hello from Texas.
okay, so early bird. I feel very.
All right, thank you.
Bye, Zoom.